All right. Hey there, Facebook. It's been a great day. It's been a great day because God is in control and He does all things well. Well, today is day 7 of the 30-day challenge by my amazing coach, Jennifer Yarbrough. It's the 30-day nonprofit challenge. And so today, I want to talk about reading. But before I get there, I'm going to share some statistics with you guys that I actually had shared a couple of nights ago. But before I do that, let me introduce myself for those who don't know me. My name is Anita Gibson. I am a coach, speaker, and educational strategist. And today I want to talk about reading, and I want to tell you why it's so critical. So, the other day we were talking about alarming statistics for African American males. We talked about national dropout rates between 40 and 50% for African American males. That means half of our young men are ending up in a position of not completing high school. And then the other sad statistic is 80% of those who are incarcerated are high school dropouts. So you can begin to see the correlations. Prisons are being built based on 3rd grade reading levels of African American males. It's just absolutely heartbreaking. And so you have these students who drop out of school. Their income potential is challenged. And so what do they sometimes do? Because it's not for all, but there are some who decide that they want money for the things that they need or the things that they want. And so they end up involved in illegal activity. And that's ultimately how they end up becoming incarcerated. And so it's this downward spiral. This downward spiral that goes all the way back to 3rd grade. And so what I said the other night was, instead of us spending $150,000 a year on a youth who is incarcerated, why don't we take a fraction of that and go back to the 3rd grader who's struggling with his reading and find ways to support him so that he can become a good reader. Listen, if you hear your students say these words, I don't like reading, or even I hate to read, that is a huge warning sign. One, reading is the basis to all learning. And so if you're going to learn anything, you have to be able to read. And so when I hear a student say, I hate reading, or I don't want to read, then I know that the first thing we have to do with that student is to get them re-energized around reading. There may have been a negative experience, something bad happened, they may struggle being able to understand words, they might need help with their phonics. And so one of the things that I encourage parents to do is find a way to make reading fun, either again or fun for the time. I used to read books and change my voice and make sounds, and when we would get to a cliffhanger and Johnny was about to, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. And my kids would be so upset with me. It was so amazing that eventually they would start looking. I had to start hiding the books that we read aloud, because they would start looking for them because they couldn't wait to find out how the story ended. And so those are the kinds of things you can do if a student who is struggling with their reading. So you're reading books to them that are above their reading level, but you're reading them in interesting and engaging ways. Or you get an audio book that's dramatic and you get them interested in listening and finding out what's going on. And they don't even realize it, but their vocabulary is being built as they're listening to this story that you're playing for them or that you're reading to them. You have to find ways to get them to begin enjoying reading again. So that might mean that you let them read books that seem like they're babyish to you, but they're really comfortable at that level. So you go back and you get to a place where they're comfortable, where they understand, they comprehend, and then you begin to very gradually build foundations. It might be comprehension, the help that's needed. It might be phonics help that's needed. There may be something else going on, and you may have to get some special diagnostics going. But reading is so critical, and we need to really focus in on that. So if you have a child who is struggling academically, check out what's going on with them with their reading. It could be their math, and that's another area that we need to be strengthened in. But believe me, reading is the foundation to all learning. Whatever you're going to learn, you're going to need to read. And so it is critical. And so I would love for us as a society, I would love for us as a church, I would love for us as civic organizations to just decide we're going to blitz the public school system, the private schools, and begin to make sure that every third grader in the school that's in our neighborhood can read well, girl or boy. We just need to take that on as a challenge, because we already can see the potential that's lost, the possibilities that are lost down that road, on that trajectory, when reading is not something that a child does well. I'm an educational strategist. I'm a coach. And so I can help with those academic kinds of things that your student might be struggling with. If you have a student who needs that small hands-on type of environment, check us out on the internet, pxlacademy.org. We have some collaborations that we're doing. Hey there. Hello, Overseer. Thank you so much for scribing for me tonight. Appreciate you. I help parents stay focused. And when I use that word focus, I help them to stay free. So they have time to focus in on their child. I help them to be observant, to really pay attention to what's happening, to checking and making sure their children are good and they're safe. I help them to be champions, which is to see and focus, to stand up for that child when no one else will. I help them to be unmoving, to not be okay when someone says that their child needs to be in special ed when they know their child does not need that. That's not what they need. And the S in focus is to be serious and to understand that raising these children, struggling or not, is probably the most important job you will ever have. The absolutely most important job you will ever have. When my husband and I were raising our children, I sometimes felt like I was the taxi driver and I was the cook and I was the cleaner. I just felt like I was the teacher. I was just everything. And I really felt like it was a sacrifice because I was a businesswoman and, I had all this other stuff going on, but I had to let some of that stuff go so I could focus in on my children. And what I began to understand once they got grown was that what I thought was a sacrifice when they were little, I realized was a privilege when they got older, because God trusted us. He trusted us with our flaws. He trusted us with our shortcomings. He trusted that we would focus in on those children and give them what they need. And I'm really encouraging you to do the same. We've got one shot, guys. So give it your very best. We have an open house coming up for PXL Academy. It's April the 12th. It's a Wednesday, 6 to 6:30. And we're going to have a student showcase. We partner with a Christian academy who offers classes that go along with our learning centers, study skills and study sessions. And so we're going to be doing this amazing showcase with students bringing all kinds of presentations and science fair boards and all kinds of things. So if you would like to know what that looks like, if you would like to see what homeschool students can do, come visit us there. And if you would like to come to our showcase, it's from 6:30 to 8:30. And if you would like to know more, you can inbox me and I will send out. I will give you the address. We're about to put the address out on the internet for this last week. But I thank you for coming in tonight. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate especially parents who are ready to make a difference in their child's lives and the lives of other children. Man, we can do this. We can so make a difference. Listen, help and hope are here. All right, guys, it's Anita Gibson, coach, speaker, and educational strategist, and I bid you a good night. Love you.